Okay, I got my genStone Faux stone pillars installed, and you can see them behind me there. And I have a lot of snippets that I took along the way, tips along the way that will help you. I didn't get, I don't think, total beginning to end, but I'll show you how I managed a DIY putting the faux stone here in my backyard. I think it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. And I didn't know what I was doing. If I can do it, you can. Okay, if you're still sticking with me, I had to double shimmy my post. So I went and got the plywood I talked to you about. I've got it double shimmied here. Don't worry about all this, it's getting covered up by the faux stone. So I only put about 3 screws on the outer ones. You'll see that I just put an extra piece of plywood down here to keep this off of the concrete. All right, the outer portions of this should now be 7 3/4 inches all the way around the outside. All right, started out with 5 1/2 inches here. We needed to get all the way out to 7 1/2. That's 7 3/4. All right, let's keep going. Story, measure twice, cut once. That's not good enough. Measure about 3 times. You'll see this is looking closer to the, after all that, it's looking closer to 7 1/2. But that's all right. Yeah, 7 1/2. That's all right. The faux stone's going to cover that up. Okay, here's another interim step. You can see I made myself a wood block here. It is basically the size of this 6x6, which is really, you know, they say 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, but look at this. This is more like 5 1/4. Only got 2 hands here, so I can't really. So you can see my cutout is ever so slightly larger. I'd rather cut it out a little larger for this top down here, and getting ready to show you what I'm talking about. Here's my challenge. You'll notice we've got this lip here that's got to go over the outside of these. So they do a little trim in there, but yeah, it's got to go outside of these. All right, so this is the post. I just made a model of what the post size should be. So I've got to cut it straight line across there, then go in and cut out the middle part. All right, wish me luck. I think I'm gonna get the center point of this. Mark next. This now, and 4 inches there. Four inches there, so it should be 4 and 4. I don't know, if doing all this measuring is doing me any good or not, but couldn't hurt. What's the old saying? Measure twice, cut once. On this project, measure 5 times and cut once. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, not sure if this step is necessary, but I just wanted to see. I guess I'd never measured. So this thing is 13 1/2, just a little over a half. So I put a dot there. You may not be able to see it. Just trying to find out where the center is before I start cutting across. Okay, I drew a line. Didn't hit my dot. but I'm close. Caulking, we have to use some caulking. Now my biggest challenge is to cut a straight line there with one of these saws. I couldn't get my hand on my longer hand saw. I'm gonna try it with this little great neck. I think it'll cut through there pretty easily. I wish I had 4 hands today, or at least 3, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, by the way, if you're still watching, give yourself an attaboy for still watching after all this time. So thanks for bearing with me as I show you every step of the way by an amateur. But yeah, you see, I'm gonna cut these corners out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Which way have I got to cut this? Let me think about this. Hold on, hold on. If I put it there, the corners are going to be the wrong direction. Oh, I see what I got to do. Got the block turned the wrong way. I cut a V out, right? Yeah, I cut a V out here. All right, see? It's discovery, it's discovery. Here we go. Okay, here I am. I'm getting ready to mark here and here. I may cut just inside the mark. This has got to be right? Because once I cut, this puppy's gone. So the corner of the post is going to be here. Corner there, corner there, corner there. Okay, let's walk back over there one more time. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I did use my little cutout here to give myself some lines to cut to. Let's walk back over here. So if I cut it out like that, yep, this corner is going to be with that corner, this corner with this corner, and that corner with that corner. Okay, talked myself into it. I'm going to cut. This is comes in handy to be ambidextrous right now. I'm going to have to saw this left-handed because of the way this thing is turned. If I try to saw it right-handed, you see how this is floppy. Can't do it. It would be too much wiggle room. So I think I can put my right hand on that and cut this left-handed. Wish me luck. You know, it just hit me. I think I've got a jigsaw. Let me go in there and get a jigsaw. Let me show you something I was worried about. And we'll just turn these around to try to make them work. But this has to fit over the outside of this. I mean, you're gonna get some wiggle. I mean, you're gonna get some here. So right now, if these two will meet after I get finished cutting, I'm in business because I can do the caulking here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I was gonna mention this. So I got what, 1/8 of an inch here. So be careful when you're, if you're measuring, if you've got one pole, or excuse me, one post that made it just a little bit wider. So for what it's worth. Lots of laughs, LOL. Yeah, this video, if you haven't picked up on it, is for people that don't do DIY projects very often. Yeah, I just don't do a lot of things like that requires a lot of measuring and cutting and things like that. All right, now that I've done it the hard way, let's do it the easy way. Let's see if this jigsaw will work. Then, I did not mark the other 3, but I'll mark all 3 of them at the same time. Once you get in a groove of marking, yeah, it'll be, the second one will be easier than the first, the third will be easier than the second, and the fourth will be easier than the third, going down the learning curve. See how the jigsaw is shorter than the topper. So that way I didn't have to cut one left-handed. I could cut them both right-handed. Yay. Here it is, folks. Before I put it together, looks like it's gonna work. Yeah, I will push these together when it comes time. Have caulk. Oh, I think you're supposed to put a couple of screws in, and I'll fill it up. Yeah, this will all tighten up when I put the glue down. All right, let's keep going. Got 3 more to go. Then we'll have to mix up the paint with the caulking. And another discovery item. I happen to remember I had a yardstick out here, and you want to go corner to corner to corner to corner, and maybe that will help me do this pencil rather than using the foot ruler. Anyway, just something to think about. Whichever way works for you. Ever how you gotta do it, do it. Okay, this is in general what it's gonna look like. Got some work to do. I'm gonna knock off for the day. It's in the 90s here. I need to go in and get some more Gatorade. But yeah, I like it, I like it. I'll show you one thing that I'm gonna have to do on this back one. I think I showed you that, you know, these things need to go all the way down and touch. So sometimes, let's go to this one over here. What's happening is, you see the gap in this one? If I trim, I started trimming it here, but I was like, I'm done for the day. If you trim this inside so it will scoot up in there tighter, you know, it'll get up there tight, but I can't get over this corner right here. So that's a job for tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I can recruit my wife to help me mix up the color. And caulk it. And maybe, you know, I can do this trimming myself till it fits. But there you have it, folks. Rod's random reviews of genStone. I'm not done yet, so anyway. Thanks for hanging in here this long. 4th of July is coming up. Pool's looking ready for the final step. I will be pulling these together best I can. Out here, my summer kitchen. These are the middle part of the column areas that I cut out, so I'm going to use that to try to help me match the color. So we have 3 different colors here. That one looks pretty close already. That one looks a little bit darker. That one looks darker gray. That one looks darker. But what's going to happen is, I think this exact color sealant has white in it. So tintable caulk just to add paint. So this is more than likely what we're going to have to add, but I may need to add some darkener. So let me think about this. So what we're going to do is get a mixture of I think I'm going to put this and put some dark with it in a plastic cup. Get myself 20 cc's, 30 cc's. I'll have to read again how much it takes. And then we'll put the paint in there and mix it up with this white paint that's in there. And that'll shake. I want to think for a minute to get the colors mixed. And then we will put the thickener in. It's going to make it turn that paint into caulk. Shake that up for 3 minutes. Let it set for 30. And then we'll go over there and put these column tops together. Here we go. Almost coverage. You're going to need 2 caulking guns for this exercise. One for the colored caulk and one for the non-colored liquid pencil, or liquid nails, I guess some people call it. So I realized when I put this in there, this is too big. When you crank it down there is too big. So it's not gonna go inside that. So I got to thinking, what can I find? You know, found this butane. I don't smoke cigars anymore, so if this thing blows up on me, I guess I'll still live. I've got that as an idea. And I've also got, this is an idea, little by little. You know, look here and say, what are you doing all these golf balls, Rod? You're putting some faux stone together. But I'm putting those in there, and then it will, yeah, it'll only work for about an inch. Then I'd have to put another golf ball in there. Anyway, if you happen to have two of these, and one's big and one's small, there's your tip. Okay, I'm thinking this LW 750 is about right. There's the color. But I might need to make it ever so slightly darker, because when I mix it with the white, we're gonna have an issue. It's not much difference. Put about a third of a bottle of that darker. Can't tell the difference yet. Okay, I've put 30, I don't know what that is, milliliters or whatever in there. Now I've shaken it up for a little over a minute. Now it's time to put this in there. We're gonna shake it. Okay, I have shaken it. I put the oxidizer or whatever it's called. It's gonna harden it, and it's liquid, so be careful when you cut the top off. Be better to have scissors and hold it vertically. I lost a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna matter. But I forgot to tell you about the screw cap that comes with it. So, hey Siri, set timer for 30 minutes. Okay folks, there she is, the genStone on my corners. Finished it up. I did not video the last couple of steps because I was just trying to finish, and my wife was out here helping me and things like that. So, yeah, I am an amateur at this stuff. So if you're a pro at some carpentry work and stuff, you'll do a lot better job than me. You know, standing back out, looking at it, it's not too bad. I will tell you one thing, that coloring, I think I might have mentioned it, but that coloring, oh my gosh, it's not gonna lighten up when you mix it with the white. I've got to do some touch-ups here and there, but you can see that I can paint. I've got to paint, so when I paint, maybe some of this dark stuff, I can clear that up at least around the top there. So there you have it, folks. Rod's Random Reviews. Those tops are a booger, and you just have to do the best you can. So good luck if you go genStone or some other thing. And that's what she looks like. If you put them together, you'll notice all the errors in it. If you did not put it together, maybe your friends and relatives that come over will think it's a decent job. Okay, if you want more random reviews, if you want some random retirement remarks, you want some RV things, some pool things, getting ready for 4th of July here. There you see the frog and the squirrel escape things there. I think I did a video on that. Got the Polaris going. Thanks for watching Rod's Very Random Reviews.